Recently, Rural TV had the opportunity to tour Long Hollow Alpaca Farm in Sumner County, Tennessee. This busy farm and mill turns alpaca fleece into yarn. Our tour guide, Camden McConnell, explains the difference between a llama and an alpaca and helps us understand the alpaca a little better.
Alpacas and llamas are both from the same family of animals. They're all related to camels. The primary difference would be the size. Alpacas range from 150 to 180 pounds. Llamas range from about 180 to 200 or 300 pounds. Alpacas have a fine fleece. It's great for knitting into clothing. Llamas have a very coarse fleece. It's not as useful in yarn production. We are at Long Hollow, Surrey Alpacas, owned by Carl and Jan Heinrich. We also are New Era Fiber, which processes alpaca fiber into yarn. And we are located in Gallatin, Tennessee. We make clothing products out of the yarn that we process, things like socks, scarves, sweaters, gloves, hats. We shear our animals once a year. We do that generally in the early to late spring. That way the animals are cool during the summer, and it takes a full year for their fleece to grow back in. Well, yes, they do spit, but it's generally a defense mechanism. They do spitting to let other animals or people know that they're unhappy about something that's going on. Generally, I do not get spit on unless I'm caught in a crossfire between two animals that are upset with each other. The biggest difference maker in value among the animals is the quality of their fleece, their coloration, and their physical structure. We also look for the length of the fiber. It's important in spinning yarn to have a solid length to work with. Alpacas are known to live to be about 18. We do have some on our farm that have actually made it well past that. We have a 22-year-old right now. We have a couple that are approaching 20 at this point. We have found in general in America, in the domestication of the animals, that we've actually been able to extend their lives slightly compared to their natural lifespan in the wild. We generally can use their fleece all the way through their lives. Now, as they get older, the fleece coarsens up, it gets thicker, and it doesn't give you quite as soft a feel. So the older the animal gets, the more you have to change what product you can use that fleece for. But we can continue to harvest the fleece year in and year out all through their lives. Because we have our own mill, we always process it into a yarn of some type. Most commonly, we'll sell the yarn in a length. Most knitters like to know how much yarn they have to work with when they're making a product. Occasionally we have some customers that like to do it by weight, and they want to have their skeins, which is a grouping of yarn wound together, done by weights. But generally it's done in lengths. It is a higher quality product. The beautiful part of alpaca fleece and why we all use it for so many things is that it's extremely lightweight, but it's also extremely warm. You can have a pair of socks that are no thicker than dress socks, and yet they will keep your feet completely warm in sub-freezing weather.